Since it's the fans who keep coming back, who make this channel go, we need to keep you involved. That's why tonight we are responding to your comments from some of the videos we've released over the last month. Right after this.
The hair metal guru from Warren to Crew. The hair metal guru. Never forget Charlie too.
Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And yes, my buddy Patrick is here because we are going to be responding to some of your comments. And since Patrick is generally the guest host, he has been going through and picking the comments that I will be responding to. And there's been a shitload of great videos over the last month that we have comments from. With that, Patrick, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Can you believe that we are less than 100 subscribers from the goal we set in August of getting to 10,000?
Less than 100 or 1,000?
Less than 100, aren't we?
Well, we're at 9,070.
Oh, I don't do math. We're less than 1,000 away.
We are 930 subscribers away from 10,000. And today we actually released what I think is going to be a big one. We released the interview. Sorry, I was just walking because Charlie had to come in. Her big boobies were outside. But today we released the Bobby Brown interview. And we might do something more about that interview later. But we were talking about, hey, we've done so much cool stuff. And there are so many comments. And it's so hard to get in there and respond to all of them. So Patrick went through and picked some of the ones that he thought might be interesting to get us to talk about. So that's what we're doing, responding to your comments. So today is October 1st, and we are hopeful that we will get to 10,000 subscribers within the month of October. So hopefully we'll make that happen.
If you're not subscribed, subscribe now and ring the bell, because then you'll get notifications the minute things come out. So it's a great way to stay linked in with this channel. So
and just throwing this out there, like I did just interview Chris Slade from AC/DC. That interview will be coming out probably in the next week or so. Interviews coming from Zinny Zan from Shotgun Messiah, Jeff Scott Soto, who's played with everybody. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. So anyway, this is kind of our thank you to the fans who make the channel, who make the Guru go. So with that, let's get into it. Patrick, what do we got to respond to?
The fourth highest viewed video in channel history came out last month. And that was your interview with Mike Tramp from White Lion. And obviously over 22,000 people have viewed that interview. Had a ton of comments. I grabbed a couple here. Hockey Chick 89 says, "Nothing like a guru interview to make the day better. I needed this Mike Tramp interview today." She went like that, and then a heart emoji. So I thought that was pretty cool.
What? Who was it? Who said that?
Hockey Chick 89.
Hey, Hockey Chick, you sound pretty cool. I'm in Fargo, North Dakota. How far away are you? And yes, it was kicking to get Tramp. I don't know about you, Patrick. I'm shocked that thing, I figured it would be good. I thought it'd be something that 5,000, 8,000.
Yeah.
But to go as far as it did, shocking, I thought.
I remember talking to his manager and saying, look, this is what we want to do. This would be really cool. And then he said, maybe. And we didn't hear anything for a while. And then out of the blue, I emailed him again, and he put it together pretty quick. Yeah. So that's the power of resilience, I guess. But I got to say, this next comment comes from a guy who comments on every video. He's an avid watcher of the channel, and I would call him a super fan here. From Chris Porter. "Wow, Anthony Guru, I really love this interview with you, Mike Tramp of White Lion. I own all their studio albums. I just need the White Lion anthology. Mike Tramp's White Lion volumes 1 through 3. As far as White Lion is concerned, I am also love Mike Tramp's solo band, Freak of Nature, too. They kick ass. Mike Tramp, White Lion forever, and Hair Metal Guru forever. Forever, your biggest fan and supporter, Chris Party Rocker Porter. What a good dude.
Chris Party Rocker Porter, man, he comments on everything and he's always just like so complimentary. I shit you not, like, and there are a lot of people who I've been seeing comments from since the beginning. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
Chris has been here forever. So that's all, thank you so much to these people who are constantly here because without you, it'd be like, well, what would be the point? So,
Yeah. One of the more longer interviews of the last couple months belonged to David Glenn Isley. What a fantastic interview that was, and what a wild story he had from his time in Jafria to trying to get out there with Dirty White Boy. Um, Amazing voice, amazing singer, and just what a really nice guy he just seemed like. And the tragedy of losing his wife hit. I think it probably hit everybody who watched that interview.
yep.
Uh, 88 Vandal One said about the David Glenn Isley interview, damn, this was a tough one. I can't imagine losing my wife 25 years and going. I felt really bad hearing him, but I think it did him good to talk about it. You're a trooper, Anthony. You have a way of making your host very comfortable. This is why this is my favorite channel.
88 Vandal is another guy who's been around for a long time, almost always responds, thank you, man. That shit. Like I got done with that with David Glenn Isley and I was sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I felt like he was glad to talk about it a little bit. It felt like he had kind of been keeping to him. Not that I know that for sure, but I felt like maybe he had, kind of just been, she'd only died in December, and
Yeah.
maybe he hadn't talked about it much. And he even emailed me not long after we had talked, and he was like, and he said like I really opened up a lot more than I thought I would, and so I appreciate that. But I can't imagine, I'm sure he's just heartbroken. So I'm just thankful that he decided to come on and tell his story because even though he's going through a difficult time, it was, I think it did him good and I think it did us good.
I agree. I agree. One of the most fun I had watching an interview on the channel in a while was when you had Britney Fox drummer Johnny D
Oh yeah.
on. What a great interview. And if there's something that I can promise to the fans of this channel, it's that we plan on at some point doing a deep dive into former Britney Fox singer Dean Davidson's
Yes.
life, because that is a fascinating story on its own. And I think that's one of the reasons I looked so forward to this Johnny D interview, was to hear a lot of the stories from inside that camp.
Yep.
And Huang Luang 417, Huang Luang 417 said, another great interview with some of your guests. You do wonder if time has affected their memory or certain events and should be taken with a grain of salt. But in this interview, you got the feeling his recollections were dead on and unbiased. What a great interview.
He just seemed like a well put together, I mean, normal, he had his son there at the beginning. Like if anybody did not come off like a raging rock star, it was Johnny D.
Yeah.
And it's completely understandable that these guys are gonna forget shit. I mean, I was in the military for 22 years. If you asked me like, hey, like we went to Korea a couple times. I have no fucking clue what year that I could guess, but I'd
Mhm.
probably be wrong. To ask these guys, oh, what year, did you so anyway, I understand when people get shit wrong. And I usually, I don't even chime in. I'm like, hey, they're telling their story. But yeah, Johnny D, amazing guy, and Brittany Fox has an amazing story. And we said it before, we'll say it again. We'd love to get some of the other guys on to come on and tell their version
Oh
of what
yeah.
happened with Brittany Fox.
if you know some of these people, you got to get them in touch with us
Yeah.
because we do a lot of work behind the scenes networking trying to get these people on. And if they're your neighbor
Yeah.
or they work with you, let them know that there is a whole channel that would love to hear their story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure there's people who watch this channel. Maybe you were a roadie. Maybe you
yeah,
were that person's cousin, or maybe your band opened for him for a while. I don't know. But yeah, like, hey, you you're a friend with Michael Kelly Smith. Hey, these guys on YouTube talk about Brittany Fox all the time. The channel's doing really well. You should go on the channel anyway, because we would love to have that happen.
one of the best nights I had in the last month is when we all got together and talked about our favorite 80s movies.
I thought it was that time we had that big gangbang with that.
That big gangbang.
The one where remember like it was I was trying to think about how to incorporate that porn movie, the Flint and
Oh, the bang bang, gang
Cruise,
bang.
Puddles and Gangbang. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
yes, talking about 80s movies, that was a blast.
Jason Paul 3115 said, all jokes aside, I sincerely want to thank all of you guys for discussing First Blood with the respect it deserves. It really impacted our generation and our parents' generation. Love Roadhouse too, and just wanted to throw in Bigfoot makes an appearance as well, which really sealed the deal for me with it, being a true representation of the 80s.
Bigfoot did what?
Apparently, he says Love Roadhouse 2, TOO, and just wanted to throw in Bigfoot makes an appearance as well. I think it's the monster truck.
Oh yes, the monster truck.
Yeah, and that
um
really sealed the deal for him. I just think Roadhouse is such a fantastic film.
um I I was glad that we talked about First Blood.
Yes.
That series got some cheese after that, but my mom was a nurse at the VA, the Veterans Hospital, and
Hmm.
she dealt with a lot of those guys that were World War II vets, Vietnam vets, and here's like, and I've talked to when I went to treatment. I was in treatment with seven other guys. There was a World War II vet. He was like, this is 2004. There were six Vietnam vets, and then me. I was the Iraq vet. I was easily the youngest one of the group. And when those Vietnam vets got home, and maybe you might know this, people that are my age might know this, but they got treated like shit. All these people were like baby killers and all these guys had done was done what they were told to do.
Right.
And they got home and there was no like, all right, let's make sure they're mentally okay. It was just like, see you later. Here's your last paycheck. Good luck out there. So a
Right.
lot of them got home and went into drug or alcohol addiction. They never got the mental health care that they needed. Now, when I got home from Iraq in 2004, you had to go through all this medical shit. They were like, if you are struggling with mental health, here's what you do. We've got this fucking heroes welcome when we got off the plane. So I make it a point every time I see a Vietnam vet, I'm like, thank you guys for paving the way.
Right.
Because of what happened with you, I think everybody realized and said, we need to go in the opposite direction. So after Iraq, we got treated very well, and so I salute those Vietnam guys. But that story about how that guy was struggling so bad, that was real life.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I honestly think that it opened people's eyes to just the extreme impact of how regular people went somewhere and came home and were not the same, and they were treated as if they were criminals.
I remember my brother when the day I get off the plane, obviously everybody's family is there.
Right.
And after we'd been home for a while and we all went out that night and drank and partied and shit. But I remember my brother going, he goes, I didn't know if you were gonna get off that plane and just be like have 1,000 yard stare or if you were gonna be, and I mean we went through some stuff, nothing like and I know I'm dragging this out, but I remember hearing uh, in World War II, the average infantry soldier did 10 days of combat in a year. Like that 10 days of hard fighting. It's not the average soldier in Vietnam did like 250 days of
Whoa.
fighting in a year. So those guys were, we got shot at sometimes. There were some bombs and shit, but nobody in my entire unit died. So, like I can't imagine having gone through the combat those Vietnam guys. No wonder they were a mess when they got home.
Right. Right.
So, okay.
Yeah. Uh, the Four Zebras, who is my friend Matt in Arizona. The Four Zebras says, I made it 10 minutes into the Red Dawn remake, and that was enough. It was awful.
I
And then he
I
says, he names a few movies, Field of Dreams, Best of Best, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is one that I think everybody said, wow, how did we forget that one?
yeah.
And then Whitewater Summer, which was mine. But he said, honorable mention to the ending and lesson learned in the movie The Last American Virgin makes an otherwise bad movie an absolute all-time 80s classic. And I think we received so many comments on the 80s movies asking us to keep doing them. We did the 90s obviously after that, and we've done a 70s episode, and we've committed to doing a Halloween one. So there's more of that to come,
Did
folks.
I put out the 90s one yet?
Yeah, the 90s one's out. The 70s one is still editing. So
Yep.
uh,
I have never watched the new Red Dawn, but I'll be
cool.
uh I've heard some people say that the new fucking Roadhouse wasn't half bad. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Well, I'll save everybody some time. Don't watch Red Dawn. It's
Okay.
terrible. The Red Dawn remake is awful. So
Have you seen the new Roadhouse?
I did. I thought it was all right.
Okay. Okay.
It's hard to beat something you grew up with, you
Yeah,
know.
totally.
So,
Totally.
Sebastian Bach had a pretty controversial month last month, and you actually made a pretty I think it's now the sixth highest video in history. Your interview that you had in private with the fan that was involved in the altercation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hat2B2 says if it wasn't for the fans, Sebastian would be living under a bridge. When an artist forgets that they need to retire, respect your fans as much as they respect you. Once the formula is broken, your career is over. And I will add that 71 people commented on that comment alone with a thumbs up.
Yeah. Um, that's completely true. You know what I heard a lot of people say was it was like the Will Smith thing. Like, and I think we had talked a little bit about there seemed to be issues with Sebastian and his wife Suzanne. Remember, he had done some Instagram post.
Oh yeah, that crazy shit.
He got home and she was gone, and he's like, fucking, he's telling people he's single.
He
And
took
then he's
pictures
like,
of
I'm
his
sorry.
crotch.
Yeah, yes. Like just insane shit. So some people rightfully pointed out that there's some issues if
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of shit is going on. And so they could, they were like, they made the comparison, like whatever is Chris Rock makes this joke about Will Smith's wife. Initially, Will Smith was kind of laughing at it.
right,
But then he turns and sees his wife's frown, and then he gets mad and he's like, fuck, I better stand up and do something because my wife and I are having problems. And it seems like maybe that's similar because Kat said when she asked Sebastian for a hug, like his wife was like, and I fuck yeah, I get, but again, I made this point to many people, because there were people who were taking his side. Like you don't go up to a guy and his wife and ask for a hug. And I
right,
and I said this. I said, if you are a rock star hanging out at the club at which you are performing, it is not realistic to expect fans not to approach you.
right,
I don't care if you're talking to your wife. If you want to have a private conversation, you go to the place where the artist can have those there's some sort of backstage or whatever. There's some place where you can do that. You don't hang out in the club and then shit on somebody who walks up to you and is like ready to espouse their love for you,
Right.
ask for a 2 second hug. And I made this point, for that 2 second hug, that fan will probably support you until you fucking croak.
Right.
They will probably buy everything. They'll go to every. I get that way.
Yeah.
Fuck, when somebody is like, when a rock star goes out of his way and does something nice, or like somebody comes on the channel, I'm immediately like, fuck, I'm buying their thing. I just interviewed a girl named Cassidy Paris. She's a young up and coming like rocker girl
Frontiers. Yeah.
on Frontiers. Fuck. And I was like, went out and ordered her CD right after that. Because I'm like, oh, you're making time. You're doing something for me. You
Mhm.
appreciate what I do. So anyway, uh,
Yeah.
every little interaction creates a fan that will stick with you, in my opinion.
For sure. Raven Dark 2422 said Bach has been the crankiest old woman in rock for years.
I
Love that. And
there
then
were there. Oh,
harp
go ahead.
harp shenanigans within 9854 said, "No, he doesn't have to hug her, but he could politely say, 'No, how about a handshake?' or 'Can I sign something for you instead?'"
That's true.
Yeah.
But just fucking be polite about it. You,
Right.
oh, I'm sorry. Could we try to meet up after the concert or something
Right.
that, I saw, and I share this on my socials, so I don't know if this was on YouTube or on my socials, but some people were like he shouldn't be out there calling girls fat or ugly bitches. Look how he looks at his age. I'm not shit. He looked to me, the dude's 57. We all age, but
Right. I saw him about 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and he was fantastic.
yeah,
And this was like a week after he had this episode.
yeah,
And he was fantastic, and he was joking with people in the audience and high-fiving. He brought people on stage. I like to think that he learned a lesson,
right.
but we all know it's going to just happen all over
And
again.
and rock stars are allowed to have a bad day.
For sure.
Like we all have that fucking day where anything is gonna set you off. It just, in Sebastian's case, it doesn't seem like that's a rare thing.
No.
You know,
It seems like an every tour thing.
it seems like, yeah, every couple weeks or whatever, every tour, there's gonna be some time where he sticks his foot in his mouth, shits on a fan or what have you. So I hold and I'll. Do you think I was, because we had talked about, oh, what's going on with Skid Row? They're pretty quiet. Maybe it's happening.
I
But
think
I
this
said,
probably had an impact on it because within like 3 weeks of it, Rachel comes out and says, "We're going to do something big to find a new singer."
yep, yep.
So I
So
wouldn't be surprised if this impacted that.
I,
But
I hold true to my statement that there will never be a reunion
there
ever.
probably will not be a reunion now. But
Yep.
I will hold true to this statement. Sebastian, you were awesome to me when I met you. Please come on the channel. We will be nice to you. We
That's
will let you tell your story.
fucking
Remember
A.
me? I was lots of fun.
You know what? If he came on, I would probably revert to 16-year-old me who
Oh
idolized
yeah,
that fucking guy.
absolutely.
I absolutely. And I wouldn't go, okay, Sebastian, let's talk about the. I'd just be like, man, I would just love to hear about your career from your perspective, is all I'd love to
Exactly.
do. Yep.
We put out a episode with all of our friends that come on this channel, and it was called "The Right Album, the Wrong Single."
That's right.
And we had on a gentleman from Canada named Nate Danger that set our channel viewers on fire. We've got Daniel Aussie 189 says Nate's a great addition. Like him too. Ryan, Nate, and Patrick for the win.
Yep. Yeah, I really like those Rock and Danger guys.
Oh, they're so much fun. Love them.
They are just fun. That was a blast, and that video did really well. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I kind of look at them as the clown princes of this genre. I love those two guys.
Right.
So make sure you check out Rock and Danger's channel.
Yep.
Headbangers Paul said, cool video. By the way, Patrick, it was absolute pleasure to meet you at the Sebastian Bach concert the other night. I forgot about that.
Was that on the right album, wrong single video?
Yeah.
That's right. You sent me a picture of
Yes.
from the concert, and you're like, "Hey, this guy's a fan of the channel." That was badass.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Great show, great concert, but even more fun to meet folks like that. So that
Yes.
was really cool.
No.
On the same right album, wrong single, the 80s guy 80 said, Quiet Riot's second album, Condition Critical. I think releasing a second Slade remake as the first single with Mama We're All Crazy Now was a mistake. The second single, Party All Night, or any of the other songs would have been much better.
I think the second album is really good. I think
Yeah, I do
there's
too.
less filler on that album versus Metal Health. And I think that's a valid point. Like, oh, you fucking another Slade cover? Like,
Hmm.
really? So, and that album, it went platinum, but Metal Health did 6 million copies. So something went wrong. I think that's a valid point.
I think so too. And the Quiet Riot notoriously wasn't even excited at all about having to do "Come On Feel the Noise" on one album. Can you imagine you have all this success, you have the number one album on the Billboard charts, and they come to you when it's time to record again and go, do another Slade cover.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
And I've said this before, but if there's anything I've learned over the course of this channel is that the labels have all the power. When a label says, "Look, you're doing this, or we're fucking not paying for it," the
Right.
band is gonna, and I get it. I get it. You want back in the day, you wanted to think that the bands were like, fuck that, we're sticking up for our
Right.
artistic integrity. But when you have your one shot at whatever stardom and a major label backing you, and they tell you, okay, you don't do it, I guess we're probably not going to support the album like you.
Oh, exactly. Well, you think about like the story that Rachel Bolin and Snake tell about they didn't want to put "I Remember You" on the record, and their label said, if we don't put that fucking song on that record, this record ain't coming out.
Yeah.
That they're glad that happened. So sometimes the label is right, you know.
The interview, fuck, now I'm going to feel bad, with the singer from Babylon AD, Derek Davis,
Yes.
when they what is it, something psychedelic sex reaction,
Yes.
and Clive Davis was like, until you write me a song that's better than this, you're doing that song, and if you don't do that song, we're not putting it out. So they did that song, but then they promised they were never going to play it live. The band all agreed. And there came to a point where all these industry people and radio people came to a show. The band stuck to their guns, did not play that song live. And the next week, the band was out of a bus and into a van, and they were dropped shortly after. So, and I asked, I'm like, do you kind of think, hey, maybe you just should have fucking played the game? And he's like, no, but you get how you have to compromise sometimes what you believe in to make it. It's just a sad reality.
Absolutely. It is a sad reality. And then just this week, we put out a video with myself and you and Ryan and Jason called our favorite songs ever that were not hair metal. Excuse me. And Aaron Phillips 8944 says, I cannot believe you brought up the methadones. I absolutely love them. How cool. Didn't think I would hear that band mentioned. That's awesome. Straight up pop song is so good. I also love Annie and You Don't Know Me Anymore. Are you aware of the Mopes?
I
Another David Vapid Schaefer band? Great stuff. I'm a hairband chick first, but that's awesome music.
Who is this again?
Aaron Phillips 8944.
Aaron Phillips, fucking, I might love you if you love hair metal and fucking the Methadones. I know of the Mopes. I don't think I've spent much time with them. I am such a punk freak. I listen to a lot of hair metal still because of this channel, but when I am just, like when I go work out, it's very, I hate to say that, it's very rare that I sit and listen to 80s rock. I'm listening to a bunch of newer punk bands, is what I'm
Right.
listening to when I work out. Hey, do you remember the guy fucking speak? It's perfect that we're doing a comment video.
Yeah.
Remember the Rob Jackson guy?
Yes.
I think he made some shitty ass comment, and
Yeah.
you
And I
were
told
like,
him
"Hey,
he
let's
said
get
something
off
about
moms.
moms.
Let's get
I
off
said
moms." I
that. Yeah.
gotta. Hey, Rob Jackson just commented, "Who? Let's do this live," because I see the first like it pops up on my
Read
screen.
the comments
It
string.
says,
Yeah.
"What a useless video." So let's look at what Rob Jackson has to say, huh? Rob
Yeah.
Jackson. Oh, Rob Jackson comments on the Bobby Brown interview.
Oh, this is going to be great. What is this?
And all he says is, "What a useless video. Too funny." Here, let's respond right now. Hey,
Hey,
Rob
Rob
Jackson.
Jackson.
Hey, Rob
Suck a
Jackson.
dick. Yeah.
You are you are about to be famous on one of our.
Everybody should go find on the Bobby Brown video where this comment is and leave something nice for Rob Jackson.
Rob Jackson 1600. We respond to your comments video. You're about to be famous on one of our we respond to your comments videos. Anyway, you
Enjoy.
should consider you should consider trying not to be the biggest douchebag on YouTube.
What a
Okay,
dick.
there we go.
That's right, because he said something about mothers, and I said, let's get off moms because I just got
Yes.
Rob Jackson's. Yeah.
Yes. Rob Jackson 1600 on the Bobby Brown interview says, "What a useless video. Too funny." Rob Jackson, what a
You're
fucking
our viewer of the week.
you're our viewer of the week. That's right, Rob Jackson. Hey, Rob Jackson, you should give your grandma back her phone, do your homework, okay?
Finish your chicken nuggets.
She
Yeah.
probably got shit going on, and tell your mom, I want my pancakes ready in the morning, and I like maple syrup, not blueberry, okay? All right.
We did a video about the Youngblood and Aerosmith collaboration, and I'll be honest, a lot of people thought we were ripping on Youngblood and ripping on Aerosmith, and I went back and rewatched the video. I don't think we were ripping on either of them. We just said it wasn't our cup of tea.
And I said I kind of liked it.
Well,
I didn't say like it was the greatest song, but I was like, I get it. I hear it. And we said we understood, or we kind of understood at Aerosmith's point in the game why they would do that. And while I'm not like a big Youngblood fan, fucking go out and do your thing. And if he's doing rock and roll and giving credit to Aerosmith, then I salute him. I was shocked at the people who thought we were shitting all over that collaboration. We were.
yeah, Samantha Harrison 4921. I had to respond to her on this. And I don't say unless you're Rod Jackson whatever, I'm not going to give you too much shit, but the Samantha Harrison 4921 says, I really wish people would do the research before bagging someone out. You guys need to watch some old interviews and check out Dom, who is Youngblood, his new album, Idols. Pretty sure you will totally change your mind. Quite a few of the oldest rockers reached out to Youngblood after he released his album to tell him how impressed they were. Dom asked Steven if he might be interested in doing a remix on Hello Heaven. They arranged to meet up in LA, blah, 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 blah. I wrote her back and I just basically said, I don't think either of us was bagging on him at all.
Yeah.
And then the great Ann Eilerston 2724 said, love your INXS t-shirt. I haven't been this excited about music since INXS. Right on.
And what?
Eilerston.
Okay. Hey, maybe Patrick, if you're ever single, maybe there's your
I can
in.
go for that fucking in excess people, right?
Right.
So
Right.
so that's what I put together for the comments over the last month. A lot of good ones, and I gotta tell you, when we release a video when it comes out, it is so much fun to see what people have to say about it.
Yes. Yes. And again, we do this because between, I put out the video on YouTube, we promote stuff on social media. Between the comments on the video, on social media, if I used to, and I used to say, hey, you're going to respond to every comment. That's going to be your thing. You're going to do that.
Right.
If I did it, I would never get a video done because, when you put out a video every day, which is about what we do. I think we put out 26 to 27 videos a month.
Oh,
There's you like lately I don't do one on Sunday because it's fucking NFL day and people don't
yeah.
sit and watch music video or YouTube videos during so usually I don't do one on Sunday. But there's like 3 or 4 days a month where we don't do a video. So, the amount and I'll just not that I'm trying to be like, oh, look how overwhelmed I am with work. But like yesterday, I interviewed Bobby Brown and Chris Slade from AC/DC. The day before that, I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and except for the 3 hours I coached basketball, the entire day, I was watching interviews with Bobby Brown and Chris Slade and putting together just making sure fucking I didn't miss anything, trying to get the most accurate timeline I could to make sure I knew everything about their careers. And so anyway, you put all that in and it just so we do this, but thank you so much. It's amazing how many people respond and I want you to know that we care about you guys who interact with us on YouTube.
I think it's a testament to it's the ultimate thank you for the effort that you put into these videos when people put comments out there and feel excuse me, inclined to comment on it. And
Yes.
90% of the comments in videos are always very positive and very, oh my God, this is great. Oh, this is a great interview. Oh, I love this album. I love when we do panel videos and people put their, 5 songs into.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
exciting for me to see. And I'm so grateful for the what people put into this channel because this channel is so much more than a couple idiots on a screen talking about music. It's a everyday
Yeah.
uh, community, and I've made friends out of this. I consider you one of my best friends. I consider all the guys that come on here really good friends, and I consider the viewers of this channel who interact with me friends too. And it's a blast, and I'm so thankful.
And I've said this, like I love my best friends here in Fargo, North Dakota, but they are not the same way about this music that I am. They're like okay with hey, whatever, yeah, sure, I like that stuff. But there are those of us, and I think those people who constantly come back to the videos and constantly comment, it's different for us. I know it's different for you. It's different for me. Like I live this stuff. It's always on my mind. And to
Right,
meet people who think the same way, you're like, oh, finally, you've been looking for this music community because before I started this channel, I was just like, okay, I don't know anybody like me. I
right.
fucking live in this house of hair metal, and I'm like, nobody appreciates it but me. And then I meet all these people through this channel that do appreciate it,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's amazing. So thank you, Charlie. Do you
awesome.
body? Fuck. So anyway, all right. Hey, so in the comments, let us know what you thought about anything we talked about in here. And truly, even if we don't respond, let me sit down so I stop looking like I'm moving around douchebag. Let us know the stuff that you like. Let us know, the stuff that you would like to see more of. Oh, And I know Patrick's going to do a post on X where he asks about this,
Yeah,
but
I was thinking about doing a survey that just basically said, what types of videos do you want to see more of? And also just reiterating that if you are involved in life with some of these musicians who were in these bands, who know people in these bands, who were roadies, who were tour managers, who were any part of the lighting crew that have a story, hit us up. We're
yeah,
always looking for something new and original to put out here or new people to interview.
yep.
And that's another way you can be a huge part of this channel. So please do.
Yeah. And you know, if you were in even if you were in a band that was on the strip, maybe you were in a band that you know didn't get the big record deal, but
Right.
you have a story from being on the strip and trying to make it. Hey, reach out because, you know, like I think those kinds of stories are interesting. So all right. With that, hey, hit us up in the comments with your ideas, the things that you'd like to see. Patrick, thank you for all not only the work you did for this episode, all the work to set up the interviews and everything you do for the channel. Truly, the channel does not do what it does without you.
Thank you. And this I'm not pulling anybody's nutsack when I say this is the best channel on YouTube because it's the most interactive channel on YouTube and it's a channel that you can really be a part of. So thanks.
All right. Hey, like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell. And until the next video comes up, my name is Anthony. They call me the guru, and that's Colonel Patrick. Take care of yourselves.
Okay, that's how badass is it that you got the Rob Jackson thing
Oh, I
like
know.
fucking on there? That's like gold. Fuck that guy. What a dick.
You're a dick.
I hope the fans of the channel light his ass up.
I do. And
You guys see what he said.
like why would you do that on the Bobby Brown video? I mean, like pick something where you could like, oh, oh, why are you guys talking about movies? It's a hair metal channel. You know, that's like something you could, but what a douchebag.